Hi, I'm Dale Hurst, this is the Student Kitchen. Today we're making toad in the hole. Grand old British dish. One of the first that I learnt to do when I was training to be a chef-ish. In here, we're going to start off just really quickly because we don't have much time today. 250 grams of flour. Plain flour, self-raising flour, really doesn't matter. In there, you just want to sift that into your mixing bowl and just make a well in centre. Just like so. Just a little hole in the middle. 2 whole eggs. 1, 2, and 300 millilitres of preferably semi-skimmed milk. If you're going to be low fat, and heaven forbid that you should, you can have skimmed milk, but it won't come out as good, believe me. Semi-skimmed all the way. And essentially you just want to whisk that, preferably under the arm, and whisk to make a batter, and whisk quite vigorously, and it shouldn't be lumpy. If it's lumpy, you haven't either put enough milk in or too much flour. Right, so that smooth batter, right. You can afford really to splash out on nice sausages. I'm not talking butcher's choice, probably, not talking like venison or wild boar, but pork and leek, slightly different league, but still worthwhile. I've seen worse things being used to cut sausages. Early TV chef Fanny Craddock, she was viewed using secateurs, hedge clippers, furs. Just prick your sausages, because bangers being the appropriate word here, we don't want them exploding in the oven. Prick it both sides, just to relieve any pressure, because eventually you will be turning these once you put them in the oven. You've got to cook your sausages through, halfway through first in your roasting tin. Just give it a good lashing of oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, doesn't really matter. And stick in the oven. That should be on 220 or gas 7 depending on what your oven is. And they have to go in there 10 minutes, but you want to take them out halfway through 5 minutes to turn them over so that they're done on both sides. And in the meantime, while you're all doing that, because it's best that a dish best served with potatoes, so have your potatoes boiling all the meanwhile while you're doing this, because this really doesn't take that long. So sausages won't look at all done, and why the hell should they? They've only been in there 10 minutes. So now you've got your mixture that you did earlier. This is the Yorkshire Pudding mixture, which you just literally want to distribute, just work it over with the spoon or whatever in the roasting dish, and then just pour the batter evenly all around the dish. The oil that you had in there, that'll go into the mixture too, that'll make it lovely. And that goes back into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. You keep your eye on it, and you know, who knows, it might puff up after 10, but don't quote me on anything. Back in. Same temperature, 15 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes this has been in here, and voila. That is pretty much what it should look like. So I've been told I need to show you how to use mashed potatoes. These have a generous knob of butter in there, as you can see, and I don't know what idiot thought it would be a good idea to put milk in it. I haven't put milk in my mash. Never do, never will. Just, and you know, with a potato masher, and just be ruthless with it. But just make sure all the butter is melted into it. Essentially, when it's all gone nice and creamy, it should be fine. Scoop that out with a fish slice. You won't have. You know me, I don't win any prizes for presentation. But we're students, we're not supposed to be trying to be restauranty here. Just to scoop your mash onto the side. You can be as generous with it or as ungenerous with it. And then this is just granule gravy, preferably with onions to give it a little bit of something to live for. Tone the whole with mash and gravy. So, I've been Dale Hurst, this is the Student Kitchen, and that's Tone the Whole.
Hello and welcome to this week's video. Today we'll be covering the topic of finding a student property.
We are going to share our experiences with you and hopefully give you some useful tips.